spit the gun blade with that hairstyle line.
1, 2, move.
Very powerful.
Think about it, think about it, think about it.
Swamp magic can hurt people.
Alright.
Nice.
Nice to meet you, Brittany. Let's get
Doing this as the camp leader, can't point the gun at me.
Wow, what a badass shot.
You're not gonna like what happens.
That intro might be misleading. I'm not going to teach you anything about Survivor you didn't already know. The social strategy patterns, which I explained in my Big Brother video, are ultimately more reflective of how things work in Fishtank, and understanding shit like tribal merges or gimmicks like immunity idols or exile islands is just not necessary. And of course, Survivor is yet another voting game, and Fishtank isn't a voting game.
Welcome to Famous House.
Rather, I want to use Survivor to discuss the unique skills that fish need in Famous House, Season 3, and the short-lived Season 4, on top of everyone's broader social strategies. Survivor has the 3 traits as its tagline: Outwit, Outplay, Outlast. Contestants should use good strategy, do better in challenges, and thrive in the outdoors if they want to win. So being good at hunting might make a survivor an asset to his tribe, obviously.
fish.
But what would an equivalent of that be for Fishtank? Fishtank resembles a survival game, but it takes place in a limited domestic environment. So instead of needing to gather food or stay dry,
I've been drinking coffee since the bubble water ran out.
the fish's primary concerns are maintaining their boundaries, getting enough rest and food, and getting the camera time they want.
When I win, which I will, I want to share my winnings with the less fortunate.
Which sounds easy, and that's why there's always grown men crying in every season.
Bounce back from this and just go back in there.
Like we haven't seen each other for a long time. I miss my grandmother so much.
Let me think. I've opened my bed so much.
I'm sorry for everything I said, you know. Thank you.
It'll be okay. It will.
Why CTE?
Because it's something that my dad has.
I love you, Teddy. Teddy, it's okay.
When I was watching you, I felt what you felt, bro.
Spoken straight from your core.
For me, these people are forever ingrained into my heart. I see. Why am I fucking crying? Goddamn.
Obviously, the show's future is ambiguous right now, but I think Jet's fear that the strategy of the show was devolving was subverted in Season 4.
Changing the dynamic of the game from competitive PvP to like cooperative PvE is maybe the next direction for the next thing, because I feel like there's only so far that like
Log the tank, go crazy, fucking freak out, break everything. Like,
I don't know, dude. I'm getting old. Yeah, I liked the dynamic in Blood games where, I mean, of course, the whole game itself was like scuffed. It wasn't perfect, but in those like few moments where they were actually thinking like a team and like playing the game, that's what was really cool to me.
The shift to Space Tank was meant to force contestants to play differently, but I think having contestants knowingly showing up with thrift store books and possessions served that purpose when Season 4 came around. I don't know what Season 5 will be like. For all I know, it'll have nothing in common with any of the rules we expect. But at its core, Fishtank is a live, competitive show being made by the same people, so core traits will always carry over. To review what we covered in the last video. Fishtank has enough in common with other reality shows that certain common social strategies can always be applied. Being good at challenges is not enough. Everyone ends up playing a social role in the game's ecosystem that has a major impact on their fate. Leaders and collaborators move through the game as a team.
we have a hell of fun, but you know, it's Team Evil up in this motherfucker.
I don't wanna be the leader, but I feel like sometimes people just get lost in their sauce, and I have to be like, nope, hey.
Who do you think is the most valuable party member?
Jimmy.
I need Jimmy. I don't want to go in there with one guy.
The best team player is definitely Jimmy, because we need Jimmy.
I think that there might be some sort of insurrection fomenting against Vance. I think if it comes down to it, you should probably just have his back.
Collaborators use the safety of a large alliance for protection and direction. Without a strong alliance, they become helpless.
Do you think that's stupid of me to be that cocky and to be able to give away my candy before this thing happens? To help me decide how do I divide up my pot?
What should we do?
I don't give a fuck.
Weirdo.
Floaters position themselves as either neutral to or in an alliance with every player in the game, while staying removed from conflict and prioritizing their own interests.
I consider myself being a lone wolf. I do enjoy the company of others, but I like being by myself also.
Are you prepared to carry out the consequences of such a choice?
It's tough to say right now.
I know that ye like to stand on the sidelines and remain neutral for as long as it is convenient.
Hello?
Vance, when are you gonna get off your ass and actually do something? You've been sitting here and doing nothing like all season.
Jason pulled me up earlier, right? I want you to get rid of the new girl. I don't know what the fuck to do. I didn't have any problem with it, but Jason told me I should. I told Jason I would think about stuff, or think about something to do.
Coasters have no strategy. Coasters don't strictly do nothing, but they don't think further ahead than the present. Loudmouths and gamers shake up the house dynamics to expose weak players.
Oh, go back to crying about your shit parent life, you fucking
By the time I'm done, I'm gonna be a lot more than the deputy. I will be sheriff and you will be gone.
All right, sexual assault, 60 trillion gold.
I don't give a fuck, just hit me first.
Stop!
Loudmouths will threaten all players to discourage retaliation, while gamers specifically target the weak to make themselves look stronger and more deserving.
So where are my clothes? From the bathroom. I think they're in like a trash bag. Because I was cleaning the bathroom. You put my clothes in the trash bag. Because I was cleaning. I was busy. You shit in my closet. You don't know what you've started. Since you put mine in the trash, I don't know where yours will end up. That's all I'm saying.
Damn. Just realize that I could have done worse to you, but I've held back because I saw you fucking breaking down crying in the bathroom. You can't fucking take it!
But then you hide in your room, you don't want to be a part of this. You would have fucking egging Burt on over there. You had to get on!
All players must participate in challenges, which expose them as either competitive or non-competitive, changing who the other players will target. From show to show, there are differences.
Big Brother.
In Big Brother, the voting mechanic encourages large, unsurprising alliances and, as Jet calls them, dog piles, because staying quiet in a herd is the least risky way to win.
0 to 100.
I did go 0 to 100 real quickly. Whole squad on that real shit.
In a very specific way, Survivor had a lot in common with Season 3.
If you were a man, I would knock your teeth out. You look like a man, but if you're racist.
Although the fish didn't know it and weren't preparing for it. In Survivor, the contestants knowingly preserve strong competitors through the first half of the game to keep their own tribe strong in order to force the opposing tribe to eliminate a player instead of theirs. In the second half of Survivor, the combined tribe, in theory, will be made up of strong players who were deliberately retained and a lesser number of weak players who survived the culling. Prince and Alexis may have believed that they were safe, passive house guests, invincible until the late game, just like in Big Brother. However, they turned out to be the trimmed fat, cut from the show before the second stage, just like weak players in Survivor. Rachel was a self-proclaimed superfan, but from her CPAP machine to her reactions to TTS, everyone in the audience could tell she was going to be a weak fish tank contestant. By contrast, everyone could immediately tell that Luke was cut out for Fish Tank, so his removal before the reveal during Season 3 was surprising. That there is the point of the video, though. What do I mean by weak fish tank contestant? What makes Luke fit and Ron not? Being antisocial or conspicuous makes a Big Brother contestant weak because it's a domestic voting show. Being durable and having foresight makes a Survivor contestant strong because it's a survival show. So what about Fish Tank? It's Hell House, it's a domestic survival show, kind of? What do you need to be able to do? First, let's look at the strategy God, the competitive fighter with the most spirit of any contestant, Ian.
That's cool. Go make money on the couch then. All right, so do you want to hit this?
Yeah.
It barely needs to be said that Ian was a coaster. I don't even want to spend longer than a second explaining that. A coaster is a player with no strategy who is only acted on and never acts. Consider Ian. If he were in Survivor, they would castigate him for not helping and throw him out of the tribe in the first elimination. Nobody wants to work all day to feed Ian, the disabled guy.
How could you eat right now?
Bro, what else am I supposed to do?
However, Ian in Big Brother is actually very valuable from a social strategy perspective, not for his own sake, but as a chess piece. You may even have noticed many contestants in Famous House were very against eliminating him.
We wrote a list of the order to send people, and it was SIMBAL, SMAACK, Alex, Ian, Luke. I think we need to go sooner than later.
Although none of the fish committed to it, many mentioned the strategy of keeping Ian in the game all the way to the end. After all, if the entire game were voting, any player would be overjoyed to face Ian in the final two. He's literally disabled if a jury of eliminated players has to decide between the two finalists.
Ian, you are eliminated.
If Ted had to play against Ian in a final challenge, even he would win every time. So, any player's playbook would have save Ian as long as possible so I can attempt to face him in the finale in it. Sadly for Ian, or maybe not sadly because he didn't care, they mercy killed him because SIMBAL was immune and SMAACK was more deserving of the screen time because she is allegedly black, which wasn't a very strategic play, but I think the fish were preoccupied with screen time compared to the money once they believed they were on Hulu. Going back to fish tank skills, Ian brings out one of the first key fish tank survival skills, and that's tolerance. Ian has no tolerance.
They gave me a pass. No, nobody gave you a pass, bro. Don't say that shit, alright? I don't like that shit. It's not your place to be saying that shit.
No matter what the rule set of the show is, at some point Sam Hyde, not Jeremy G, or Jason Goldstriker, will emerge onto the set and drop a bomb. You can say, they're trying to clean this show up to sell it on a major network. Or, Sam using language like that is the reason the audience is full of chuds, all you like. But, he's gonna fucking say it. So, any fish needs at least a little bit of tolerance.
Do you guys know what 4chan is?
If they don't have that much tolerance, they tend to just leave of their own volition, or else get forcibly volunteered to leave for being a fucking drag.
I don't want to be saying all day and doing good ass shit. I can't handle that. If I would do that, I would literally both ways to myself.
Before I can elaborate on anyone else's strategies, I need to stop and highlight the single most cohesive, influential alliance in Season 3.
I need to get past the first few weeks. We really need to stick together.
Yeah, my fucking friends are like, oh, you
No,
can
not the first few weeks. We're going to the end.
Well, I want to.
Finally,
We have to, you guys. We have to. So, is it the OGs? Is that what this is?
The OGs, also known as the Longhouse.
Longhouse. Nice.
The Longhouse in Season 3 was formed by Alexis, LaRon, and MIZZY, but later picked up PAYTON and booted MIZZY, and had many guest appearances from other players seeking favors and shelter. Almost everyone modified their strategy in relation to the Longhouse, but the Longhouse wasn't as much of a showstopper as it could have been. In retrospect, the Longhouse was responsible for none of the eliminations in its elimination order, and can only be credited with protecting PAYTON until the reveal, and for screeching whenever anyone dared do anything interesting.
I took 2 pins and I smacked them together.
You don't know how, you probably could set somebody back doing some shit like that.
Both Team Evil and Brian's buddies at least managed some degree of responsibility for eliminating their first few chosen targets. Even though the Longhouse was a strategic failure, it appeared to be a real threat to the fish, so most of the major strategies formed with the Longhouse as the inception. In regards to Ted,
which is interesting because he.
Ted barely had a strategy, but he sort of had one, and it was to hide behind the Longhouse.
I'm so cold. Can you make a rule that we all have to, like, sleep in one big pile or something?
He was a collaborator strategist, a player who hides in alliances, so the Longhouse overlooked him as useful and not worth seriously targeting.
Negative for Alexis. Her tits are too big.
If Famous House continued to play out until the end, he likely would have been protected from elimination for some time until he would be forced to either resolve a swing vote for the Longhouse or be kicked by them. Of course, the show is called Fish Tank.
Yeah, you know what happened through TT, like whatever it has been.
What happened? I don't know. I know that.
I did meet Danye for a second. They were phasing out Bitch Tank, and I was going down for video game boot camp. Then they flew me back after, because that got shit canned really quickly.
So, let's get real. Let's address an assumption you may have made. Is Ted tolerant?
Ted's same fag.
I can't do that no more.
Please don't ever do that ever again.
Given he watched the last 2 seasons, he should be, right? He was clearly working with foreknowledge. He brought only secondhand clothes with him so that he would avoid losing anything valuable. He knew the show, so it's easy to picture him picturing himself going through every hurdle and challenge from seasons 1 and 2 in order, and thinking, I could do that. Of course, which is why it's extremely funny that in an Instagram Live, he admitted that
I felt like there was going to be a lot of cigarette smoking, and I was really worried. I would have done pretty much everything, except that, like, as soon as they were going to make me smoke a cigarette, I was going to have to say, like, sorry, bye-bye. I cannot do smoking cigarettes. Or, like, I thought they were going to do, like, something like the blackface challenge or something, and I was like, I would definitely walk before that.
Now, I suppose it's a dignity victory to not do blackface for money, but he knew what he was signing up for. It's not even a strategic failure. You could only assume he was deliberately wasting everyone's time, including his own, on purpose. So no, Ted's not tolerant. After 2 full seasons of watching far more serious physical fights at home on his computer,
I know about the mallet thing.
Ted cried watching Luke gently put a man away like a fork in a drawer.
I cried. That wasn't cool. That was gay.
That was very gay of you to do.
If that was an act to make him underestimated as a collaborator, more power to him. But realistically, all it did was show the entire community that he's a bitch and mark him for elimination. Ted, Alex, and Binx all fit in that odd category of fish from this season that range from knowing the name of the show to Googling it to having watched it.
I knew about season 1. I tried to get on season 2, but I did not succeed. From what I saw online, it was too extreme.
But unlike Alex and Binx, Ted's knowledge of the show was inexcusable, given he was acting like a wet cum rag.
Thank you!
It's worth pointing out that even for a guy with no fucking strategy, packing just shitty clothes was still something he remembered to do. And that's likely why I think Jet is thinking of taking the property damage game off the table. It's just not that impressive in terms of the game to watch SIMBAL lose thousands of dollars and get mad about it, knowing that Ted would only have braved that better because he brought 50 cents worth of rags with him. When we talk about someone being a good contestant, we don't always mean someone who is strategically viable, I think.
Oh, shout out Zoltar Dead Fiance. That's fucked up, man.
I could watch a guy like Dave all day, but I wouldn't bet on him in a thumb war.
This sounds rude.
No, I'm not paranoid.
But, you know, like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
There's obviously some wiggle room between someone whose reaction to being in the tank will be funny and someone who could actually win. There's often some delusion in that gap, though. Casting SMAACK because she's a funny person, I get.
Yeah, I knew SMAACK, and she was also very, like, bubbly and just like a good personality. So I think I just had it in the back of my mind, like, she'd be great for Fish Tank.
But thinking she's viable, I just don't know about that.
To answer your question, computer, we actually, as humans, the honking of the horn actually is not fun for us.
It's
Love
actually
that
rude.
it's fun for you, but for us, it is not fun. If you could stop that, I would love that.
Around the fish tank reveal, I think she would have surprised a lot of people. She's resilient and she can adapt. I think she could have made it further.
SMAACK was a second coaster. That's a harsh reality, but it's the reason people kept targeting her, because she claimed to have a serious approach to the show, but discarded alliance invitations from everyone and disregarded most game talk as mean and not how she wanted to play. She appeared to be close to SIMBAL, but wasn't, and didn't even talk strategy with him, even though they shared a room. I think if the game had stayed Famous House long enough, she likely would have been voted out.
Guys, can we name SMAACK David?
David, you're done.
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 Because reality show players see a wild card, like SMAACK, like unsecured luggage in a car accident.
SMAACK isn't okay with us going through stuff.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like,
Shocking.
I don't feel like she's gonna be completely
That's one thing. She ain't dirty. I was like, I'd take you to prison and harden you up because, like, you gotta start playing dirty with us, or like you can't be on our team.
Naturally, the reason she was pulled from the show is because she lacked, as I said before, tolerance.
Hey, computer, would you mind stopping the gun sounds? They're a little triggering for some folks.
At one point, Sam called all the white fish and SMAACK to confessional to tell them to be more tolerant of Burt's mental problems. SMAACK had to have a special session with the Longhouse in a corner where they unpacked production, categorizing her as white.
They pulled all the way up in there.
Why?
To be more culturally sensitive. Oh!
You're not black enough, but you ain't white.
When she heard a rumor that the TTS called Burt the N-word, it was just another ride around the block on the emotion train.
Black girl voice said to me while I was in jail.
It's too fucking far. Y'all want to make a sensitive show, but you're letting your program do racist shit.
Did you know about her having such a intense and immense pride for her black culture?
It's Seattle, and it's a Seattle art scene. So, I'm used to people like that, though. I'm not a political guy. I don't care. I just thought she'd be good for the show because of her personality.
So there's personality, which was what made her funny to watch, but she didn't have tolerance, which is why she wasn't viable. I don't think she would have thrown all her shit in the air and started screaming when she discovered the rug pull. But I can't imagine her staring down Frank and telling him to hold himself accountable for perpetuating a toxic environment and to dismantle the culture of disrespect and engage in a more compassionate and thoughtful way, or whatever the fucking shit. If her family hadn't pulled her out, she would have just left. In order to keep her, Sam and Jet would have had to contort the entire show and completely discard the show they were trying to provide. An incomplete list of things that would have made SMAACK quit. The fish tank reveal itself, uncensored TTS, Frank Hassel, Alex's ex-wife Jackie, people peeing in buckets, Burt having a breakdown during the cell, the ultimate rapist challenge, the triathlon, Luke coming back on the show, being asked to lie to the Famous House 2 contestants, Nifty telling the fish that in a previous season, Jimmy tried to hit a girl with a map.
Your emergency contact got in touch with us. She wanted us to pull you from the show just for cultural reasons.
I don't know, call me evil or whatever, but I would have wanted to see her go through it. Ted, Ron, and Alexis were annoying, but goddamn.
Hopefully, I'll see you later. Why did I do that with my hands? What do I do with my hand? Okay.
Okay, bear with me. I've been moving through the fish in order of elimination so far, but we only have 2 more rotten fish to go for season 3. Alexis was a gamer, kinda. A player who aggressively tries to win challenges and show up other players to earn the victory.
Well, no one really does know. It's how fucking crazy a mama bear can fucking be!
She had a very aggressive strategy and was more than happy to try to eliminate specific players from challenges rather than play indifferently. I think there would have been more players like her if not for the voting mechanic. Alexis had nothing to be afraid of as a member of the Longhouse, so she was the only person during the whole show who had the freedom to play how she wanted. She was a little cooked as a gamer, though. What you expect from a gamer is that they target the weakest players. But Alexis was infamous for changing targets too often. because she couldn't get a clear enough read on the game to understand what constituted a weak player. With her limited knowledge, she believed that SMAACK, SIMBAL, and MIZZY were weak players because they were losing at the social game. What she couldn't have known was that SIMBAL and MIZZY were much stronger on this show than she believed, because they don't run home crying when they hear the word retard. So the gamer strategy can be tricky for that reason. You have to correctly identify the traits of a weak player, or else you waste a lot of time being ineffective against opponents who are stronger than you.
It's a big
Don't
bag.
touch that nurse ratchet, I swear to God. Don't you touch my fucking sweat bag.
Nurse Ratchet. Oh boy.
Maybe Alexis wasn't completely wrong in her assessment of their social strategy skills, but MIZZY and SIMBAL survived every day of the Fish Tank Act of Season 3, and neither Alexis nor LaRon survived even a day of it. So as a gamer, Alexis didn't have much to brag about. LaRon was a leader, and he looked the part.
I can't tell you what the fuck is y'all doing.
During his tenure, he ruled the house like a fat, black godfather.
I feel like we could start running the house. I think we
already are. If we go have a civil conversation, you gotta talk to me with respect the way
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Ron, from the moment you got here, I said, you're the shit. I don't want to fucking piss you off.
And that's where you fucking busted my balls.
I had to.
God damn it.
The fact that y'all are still debating about this shit, and y'all been told that y'all on Hulu, and that this show is one thing, and that we trending, and y'all got these fucking comments on Twitter right now, y'all sound stupid as fuck. Pack your fucking shit!
His stated endgame strategy was to have himself and either Payton or Alexis of the Longhouse Alliance with him at the end.
You the second person I trust more than anybody in this house outside of Legacy.
His method was to keep a cohort of happy voters around him in his castle in the penthouse.
Should we go to the palace?
And that meant making campaign promises. Half the house seemed to think LaRon had reserved a fourth-place seat for them. Ted, Alex B., Binx, MIZZY, and Luke all at one time or another seemed to think they were specially tacked to the Longhouse when they weren't.
Alex definitely is someone we're gonna get to a point where we're fucking done. Like you know, that's in the future.
You know what?
Alexis, as I said before, was his first mate, so he didn't have to take the blame for anything he didn't want to. But if the game had stayed famous house and persisted with voting, he was fated for elimination. He was too obvious of a leader and not that good at challenges, so if he ever lost control of immunity, his enemies would have shot him square in the forehead. That's not just guesswork. That's the fate of literally every major alliance leader who has ever appeared on Big Brother.
You, Derek, Cody, 6.
All right.
The goal is to get out all the floaters that potentially could be very dangerous. The person that stirs the pot the most goes home. Sharpen your blades, boys.
With 11 votes to evict, Devin, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
Your army that you formed turned against you, and that's so sad.
You're possibly the worst player in Big Brother history because your social game was god-awful.
The other players were rapidly getting tired of the Longhouse using moralizing to control them.
No, but I went back and said I'm not fucking saying I'm sorry. Fuck you, nigga. You're bitch. Fuck. Did I fuck up?
Yeah.
It's fucked up, Alex!
Given Payton was directionless and useless, and Alexis seemed to have a place in other alliances that LaRon did not seem to have, he definitely would have been the one to get voted out in order to split up the Longhouse if voting had persisted. Maybe that would have been interesting, if you're boring and you like to watch people sitting around whispering. But instead, LaRon quit because Sam Hyde was sweating in a small room with him, and it freaked him out. Now that I've covered LaRon's social strategy, let me share what fish tank skills LaRon had compared to other people. None. He wasn't that bad, but his comfy robe and slippers, his sentimental bear, and his pampered little sleeping palace were visible examples of the vice that held him back. A good fish tank contestant is hardy. Not every mattress in the house is dry. Not everyone can shower every day. There's loud sounds all night. Not everyone's clothes are going to survive to the final day. You can't blame LaRon for not being prepared to be hardy, obviously, because he had no idea what show he was going to be on. But literally by day, like 7, LaRon had given up on getting dressed for the day because he was so anxious at just the overall vibe. If he'd been forewarned of the show, he still wouldn't have lasted, because he wouldn't be able to get through the day-to-day of not living like an old lady's favorite Persian cat.
Obviously, I knew what I signed up for.
Alex B was a loudmouth, obviously.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fucking king! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck
He was a bit more developed as one, though, compared to his predecessors, Damiel.
I would swing on Sylvia. She looks like a punching bag.
And Jimmy.
Shut the fuck up, Jimmy. Fuck you too, bitch!
The goal of the loudmouth is two things: intimidate other players into leaving them alone,
Turn elimination here, okay? You must protect.
and then rolling over and looking deranged and vulnerable so that they are preserved for later rounds as a supposedly easy elimination. Alex had a whole handful of ways to show this to people. He would say he was going on a cruise and needed to leave before the show ended.
We don't want to be on the cruise. It's too much money to waste, especially when, you know what I mean, because the ticket's paid for, you know what I mean?
He'd say that other players could save him for later because he would kamikaze someone on his way out.
If I can't be on here for the rest of the episodes, I'm going to do something to make me, you know, at least I don't get forgotten.
Whatever you do, just make sure I'm there, because I want to see it.
He would panic and whine whenever he thought he was being targeted so that other players would assume he couldn't function under pressure.
This whole plan hinges on you. Okay. You are the center point of this plan, but you have to be You have to be brave enough to not.
I feel like this is a kill shot at me.
On you?
What are you a kill shot
me?
for? Like,
I don't know.
And he would beg the other fish for grace from every little thing to have them feel like he was in their palm. It's a step above Damiel, who was mostly acting hostile because it was his job to be.
I think this is the first time I've broke character. I'm a person, and I can only take so much. I'm a human. I'm only human. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm trying my best.
Giving away that he was a plant and constantly antagonizing Letty so that she built up a resistance to it made him not that effective.
I said if your shit's not in you, you can't shower in the bathroom.
It is in there.
Maybe you just want to. Well, now you got your stuff.
Jimmy gave the impression at first that he could be intimidating without losing his cool.
It's like a conversation.
What conversation?
Cole.
What was Cole?
I ain't got advice. Talk shit on me, talk shit on
I
Brian.
never talk shit about you.
But only Alex, either because he's too much of a pussy to actually hit anyone or because he's just older, could actually keep that under control.
Symbal, what the hell? Are you not ready?
Fuck all, man. Fuck all.
Are you?
I think if Alex hadn't worn his welcome out, and if he didn't have the double whammy of his wife appearing on the show, and then Frank coming in, he might have lasted at least until Final Four with it, which is the typical hallmark of a loudmouth. Late game is when a loudmouth's opponents can no longer let themselves be intimidated and come knocking to see if his threats have teeth. And they usually don't. So when you compare Alex B to all the fish who left before him during Season 3, what led him so deep into the fish tank arc when the others couldn't survive? He was relatively hardy. He didn't seem to need to sleep at all and took the destruction of the house quite well.
Look, oh, shit, trash, fucking, furniture, fucking each other.
He was cunning, all things considered. He would lie so much to other fish about his alliances and played so self-interestedly that he might as well have been considered a floater. Primarily, the issue was his ridiculous problem with tolerance. Out of all the Season 3 fish besides Luke, he was completely indifferent to the language used on TTS, and the content of the show did not offend him.
I love this show. I love everything about it. You and Ben giving us all our opportunities, but dude, they're in there spitting on it. They're literally saying a street, like white male. I hate saying that, that sounds bad, but an old white male G led her into the diary and did all that shit. Fuck that, man. We signed up for this. Please, I am a knight.
We're not the language police.
Do I be wild? Or do I calm down? Because right now,
The only way
you're gonna get me kicked off.
The only way you're gonna get kicked off the show is if you're boring.
Except for when it comes to himself. He has the thinnest skin of possibly anyone who has been on Fish Tank. In the ranking for Can't Take a Joke, Alex B, Cole, and Rachel are in a vicious fight for first place.
He's fine. He just had a little temper tantrum.
It probably wouldn't have required the tag team of Frank Hassel and Jacqueline to push Alex B to quit, but it definitely guaranteed it. Past Alex B, though, you could begin to argue that the fish that survived to finish at least 4th in the show had high enough stats for Fish Tank. Anyone who is slightly more well-rounded than Alex could survive to a respectable position in a season and not embarrass themselves. As I'm about to get into, though, making it to the end of Season 3 doesn't really constitute finishing a run of Fish Tank, in my opinion.
Mizzy!
It's like a marathon. Hey, bitch! Bitch! Hey, bitch!
Mizzy!
Mizzy?
If you detected constant tension between LaRon and Mizzy, this was the reason. Mizzy was a deposed leader, very similar to the conflict between Cole and Brian. When LaRon chased her out of the longhouse, in her head, Mizzy became the leader of the alliance she dubbed Spooky.
But you asked guys, yes, what we're talking about. I'm sure you already know about spooky. Have y'all caught that word yet? Spooky?
Yeah, code word.
Which she organized with the intent to eliminate the longhouse.
If we don't get that blockade over there down, we're finished at the end. You know, all this. So spooky, yeah.
When she was in the longhouse, she saw herself as the leader.
This is irrelevant. He's like, y'all are boring. I was gonna say something. It was irrelevant.
ran out of paper.
Awesome. This is
your room?
And when she was in Spooky, she saw herself as leading Alex and Binx.
I'm just waiting until the day.
Through fruition.
Yeah, I'm waiting until the day, and then I'm just gonna vote, and that's it. Like, and I hope that Symbol goes along with it.
And this is why everyone was constantly ticked off with her. Nobody looks at Mizzy and thinks, she's got the charisma and intelligence to lead me. But her weakness is that, even though she likely does not see herself as a leader even, she still tends to impose her strategies and emotions to the point even SMAACK was getting tired of the cry-bullying.
You came out and immediately were like, oh, like, poor Alex. I'm like,
SMAACK, seriously? I literally just said, like, is he in there? Like, I'm not over here policing you and telling you what to do. Okay, I'll just walk away.
In some situations, it might be a strength that she refuses to go with the flow like a collaborator would. In a social strategy game, it makes people look to her and say, okay, do you have any better ideas?
I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying I don't like the way he's operating.
That's dirty. I don't agree with dirty. I'm very anti-dirty.
And it's kind of like you being double-sided and double-standard. Like, if this shit's gonna work out for the three of us, we all need to be in.
I think over time, Mizzy gradually had to accept she had no followers and had to play independently. But it was too late to come up with a functional strategy by then, and had to kind of hobble forward with Job as a partner.
We need to get someone out. Who do you think's the easiest?
Fight Payton.
I agree. Will you help me?
Yeah. Here's the Payton.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I can't do nothing to her.
What do you mean?
I can't do nothing. I'm not Frank.
It's kind of a pity, because she did have more competitive merit than Payton, at least, if not possibly even Binx.
Sure. Life is busy.
Life is fucking busy, bro.
The plan to trick Alexis into wasting her veto on SMAACK so that production would choose to eliminate Payton in her place never came to fruition, but it was a good idea, spearheaded by MIZZY. Her argument that SIMBAL should preserve her from elimination so that he wouldn't get eliminated during Famous House 2.0 wasn't successful, but it was correct.
What you guys need to be thinking about is the future. The new cast would quickly want to vote me out. I could be your shield. If I leave SIMBAL, I think you will go home next week.
Her cunning and playmaking are what make her a leader, unlike the cakey girls who preceded her, who were both collaborators. I think if voting had not fucked up the game, MIZZY would have had to have been wedged out, like Sylvia and Trish were. With an elimination challenge, production knew she would lose.
I'm just not good at math. I'm not good at concentrating.
So the main things required for a standardized test you're not good at?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible, well, we did tell Chris to rig it so that Trisha leaves.
Not because she lacked competitive merit, but just because she was annoying the audience.
So far, you failed to detect 2 fake MIZZY superfans. Twice, we have had people approach you and say they're a MIZZY superfan.
They didn't say superfan.
When in fact, they were not MIZZY superfans.
Okay.
Luke was a classic, by-the-books Big Brother floater. A floater appears to make strong alliances with every player while ultimately playing an extremely selfish game.
You don't want to mess with the Lukester.
Luke, likely having studied famous greats from Big Brother, was like a penmanship guide to floating. He was friendly with everyone, entered every alliance, ready to commit fully, and worked as a go-between for ostracized fish to talk to the others. He deliberately sought out Alex B so that he would be a friend even to lowly fish.
Alex was going a little nuclear. He's screaming in my face. He's sticking his fingers in my face. I'm wiping my glasses off. It's like riding a nuke, but I think I'm getting good at directing him.
He admitted his main weakness with social strategy was that he was, in fact, too practiced.
Your natural is great. Yeah.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got a little practice.
Luke overreacted to being lied to during the candy challenge and pressured the other contestants more than they were ready for. He was still mentally playing against competent people, trying to win $750,000. And not retards trying to win a fake prize.
This is me.
You could say, though, that generally speaking, Luke's social strategy was pretty bad. During his run on Big Brother, during his first time in the tank, and during his return run on Famous House, he immediately made everyone hate him.
It's to go around the room and do our greatest strength.
Mine's my conviction.
All 3 times.
Well, we were in the cheese room. Dude.
It wasn't what you thought it was. I was gonna call him a narwhal. I should have been laying face down on the floor and he's standing over me or something. He just went down to all of them. He's like, you wouldn't believe what Luke just said. Well, I'm in trouble now.
If it's down to player stats, his social strategy is like F tier.
You wanna hear something? I didn't even know you were on the chopping block.
We were in competition.
No, but I thought you just got away with it.
Dude, this guy Luke, man. Either Luke is some secret genius and he's acting this dumb, or he really is this dumb.
A floater is supposed to stay out of drama, but Luke can be extremely pushy.
I'm on the block right now, and the only way to secure my safety in this house is by building an alliance. I'm looking around. I got fit guys next to me.
You know what a phalanx is? It's when the Spartans get their shields and their spears, and they're impenetrable. Phalanx 5.
I'm not sure if this is a real alliance. I'm gonna go with no. How do I say it again?
Phalanx?
Phalanx?
How do you spell it? Ancient
It's like a PH, right? Yes.
PH.
Spelled fancy.
Don't say it like it's nerdy. It's cool as hell. I'm liking the Phalanx 5. I think that has a nice ring to it.
So you know the number's 5.
Oh man.
All right. 2, 3.
I know one thing I'm not gonna do is say I'm not a part of it, especially knowing that I'm on the block already.
Okay, this never happens again.
And seems to be pretty bad at getting people to feel loyal to him rather than threatened by him.
I think for me, like, the most important thing is just that, like, I talk to everyone, and, like, you're just one of the people that I was, like, always really nervous to talk to.
That being said, Luke's social strategy stats might be in the toilet, but as a plant, they didn't matter, and his fish tank stats are comparatively overpowered.
That sounds cool.
The only person who is more tolerant of offensive shit than Luke might be Jimmy, but even Jimmy has sensitive personal subjects he doesn't want made fun of.
Let's hear your black hood, bomb-ass nigga voice. We already discussed this. I already said it before. Say, I want to be a bomb-ass nigga.
Bro.
Let's hear it. Come on.
I want to be a bomb-ass nigga, bitch.
I hate to go back to this, but there's obviously a subset of the audience that doesn't like it when the fish are chuddy.
That's just so fucking bizarre, dude. That's whack.
Okay.
That's not right.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
But the convictions that keep Luke from getting along in a social strategy game give him an enormous boost with the audience.
Sensors indicate you are the king and always have been.
Damn. Now you're gassing me up.
Luke, I am not a spiritual being, but the Lord and his angels are with you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, computer.
Luke's not perfectly hardy. Luke seemed to need a lot of sleep and relative cleanliness.
This is my bed, taking the cheese. I've never slept on a cheese bed before, so I'm only hoping it doesn't leave a stink on me in the morning.
But he was far from being the sort of person who would quit over being uncomfortable. Luke and Brian kind of stand as an example for why Jet can't cast people who are too sane without running the risk of a neurotypical sweep. Of course, I can't dog Luke too much for pissing off everyone in the house when we haven't talked about SIMBAL yet.
Can you help me with this address? Nope.
The social strategy categories are all subjective, so there's no point in being precise, but SIMBAL went for a subset of floating, the snake floater.
I think you spread misinformation because that's your like the bad guy or whatever. That's your like character that you came in to play. You tell people certain things to see where it gets to. Like you plant a seed and watch where it grows.
A snake will try to remain unattached to alliances while setting the fish against each other. The goal of the snake is to stay out of trouble and get ahead while everyone else is fighting.
I have a feeling Alex B might actually fucking get out tonight. Because I might actually make him piss on one of the windows. He wanted to do that.
We did not let him do that.
You did not let him
We
do
didn't let him.
that.
I'm like a compassionate person.
Awesome stage to use that shit, right? Think about it.
The problem is that SIMBAL would always get caught.
In confession, like the other night, you said that I heard your name come up with a few people. You were the only person who's told me that, and I talked to a lot of people, so I should have at least heard it from 2 different places and not just you, because I have like closer connections in the house than you. And so for you to be like not as close to me and say that, I'm just not gonna listen to it.
SIMBAL's social game was atrocious because every single person he approached read him as untrustworthy and overly forceful before he even made a move.
I'm being real with you. You need to look at me in the eye and fucking believe me, I'm not lying. I am here with you to the end.
One of the psychological tricks of Fishtank is how easily the fish can gaslight the audience. During Famous House 2.0, Binx started a rumor that SIMBAL had been creeping on the girls.
I don't think he's a filler person. I just think he's like quiet,
reserved. He's been
studying
us.
He knew which drink was mine.
That's really creepy.
The audience believed it, assuming they must have just missed it. Surprisingly, though, from what I found in the footage, SIMBAL mostly kept to himself that first day. That says something, maybe, about public opinion of Indians.
The women talk too much. Don't let me grope them. I will not stand it no more.
But Binx told all the female contestants that SIMBAL had been creepy, and they took it as fact and agreed to vote him out.
He makes people uncomfortable, okay? We have a bunch of girls, including myself, that are like icked out by him, and I think that that's the person that we're voting for.
I can credit some of this to her own social skills, but it also says a lot about the way SIMBAL comes across to people. Creepy.
And he was like, yeah, like I really felt like pinned up, and like I really need to. I was just like, I hadn't done it so long, so this morning when I woke up, I was like, I know what that is.
He earned immunity twice in a row, but needed it badly both times, because if it were possible, the fish would have voted him out 3 times in a row.
We are trying to help you and talk to you, and you are just making it worse.
Yeah, and I said like, okay, why don't you involve me in it? And he said yes.
We are.
Similar to Luke as well, though, SIMBAL was excellent in challenges, and despite his pissing and moaning at production at every step, he was too desperate for money to leave when things got gross or offensive, which isn't particularly admirable. But whatever gets you to the finish line, I guess. As we get to the final 3 for season 3, though, I want to stop and talk about that concept, getting to the finish line. If all the contestants in a season quit before the 42nd day, except for one, did that final fish win? I guess that's a philosophical question. If the difficulty varies from season to season, which it obviously does, then maybe being the last fish standing of a brutal season could say they won, right? But what about being the final fish of an especially easy season? It boils down to this. Between SIMBAL and PAYTON, SIMBAL could have finished the marathon, and PAYTON did not. She admitted out loud that she was giving up the night before the RV trip started, so it's not like I have to prove it.
The other half of me just kind of wants to call it. Be like, okay, I'm good.
I'm just gonna go home now. Like, I know I don't deserve to win. It's my birthday, honestly. I want to be home for my birthday.
But if you think of final week activities like the walking challenge, or being repeatedly drenched in toilet water, or being taped to Fatty while he takes a wet shit, you know full well Payton would not have tolerated any of them, whereas SIMBAL, or even MIZZY probably would have, even though they would have moaned about it the entire fucking time. I just wanted to make that disclaimer before moving forward. And I don't really think Burt earned the money because he, like Payton, wasn't capable of finishing the marathon.
Bitch!
If Payton were worth preserving for all the content she provided.
Are you locked in? Are you focused on what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
The stare off. The great stare off. Woo!
The level of coddling necessary to keep her around would have given Chat an aneurysm. It's no secret that production will try to resolve the season so that the entertaining contestants last.
Party's a man from elimination.
But nothing short of a return to day one difficulty would have kept Payton or Burt around through the final week. But right now, it's doggone Payton time. So we'll save Burt for later.
I never said they're not women. Girl dicks are great.
Payton was a collaborator. She wasn't a coaster. She actively selected her alliance in the Longhouse. But her strategy, once hidden inside her alliance, was to remain hiding forever and not come out even after the OGs were wiped off the map.
I just want to walk through that door. I'm so confused. But I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone. We'd be walking down the street, fucking hitchhiking.
I think she made the, frankly, correct assumption that if she stayed quiet, everyone would either ignore her or help her. The only time she was targeted was for about 3 hours, when both Binx and Burt realized she was the most likely to cut and run of the three of them.
Gotta try to earn one of their side. Binx, I think I can.
I think I'd rather, like, me and Burt be the final two.
But then they both swiveled, with Binx realizing she would rather face Payton in the finale because Payton's unreliability was preferable to Burt flipping out, and Burt coming to some autistic moral fagging conclusion about supporting Payton to come in second over Binx because Payton was nicer.
I feel like if there was gonna be like realistic conflict, it would be between you and I.
So at the end of the show, Payton was back to depending on Binx and Burt as allies and being a collaborator again. Payton was kind of a testament to the issue, with switching from one rule set to another repeatedly. She thrived in Famous House, but only skirted by during Fish Tank because she was too dull to fuck with. It should be noted that the infamous Paymaker incident only started because Frank took Payton's makeup by mistake.
What is that? It's Binx's makeup. Okay.
You said you didn't know where my makeup was.
I did not take it. I think Frank wasn't supposed to take it.
The 2 times Frank fucked with her the most were accidents.
Sorry, you okay?
Okay, I can't fucking see right now. I just got rum thrown in my eye.
Despite Frank commenting that sparing her didn't make sense.
I have been the most silliest person in the world in here so much today.
That's how I've been feeling from day one.
She thrived again in Famous House 2.0.
And they like showed me the picture of like Tasia from 6 years ago.
The secret onesie where she's just like this?
Yeah, fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
And then immediately wanted to quit when the show returned to Fish Tank. I think Payton was a testament to why the StoX system was needed. She received a major boost in attention when she became the last standing member of the Longhouse.
We're just gonna fuck around and find out at this point because I don't know what else to do.
But I think anyone who actually had money on the line would not have wasted a bet on a girl who reacts like this to slurs.
Payton, thank you for not getting Stockholm Syndrome with the prisoners like those 2 retarded broads in the kitchen.
Hey, let's stop using the R word. If they want this show to go somewhere, you know that cursing?
I can't credit her with making it to the end because, as we previously saw, she was trying to quit before the RV trip was announced.
Oh, I regret staying.
You regret staying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I am militant, but it's like the small moments of peace that I do have, I enjoy.
If her overall nature translated to having skills, then all I can say is that despite seeming to hate everything the show stood for, she lacked the spine to be a problem about it, and was too obviously weak-willed for pressing her to feel necessary, and she only had enough cunning to recognize that she could just do nothing and be a finalist. Anyway, on to the things I did like about Payton. Now that I'm done listing off the things I liked about Payton, the second half of this video, including my take on the final 2 of both seasons, is gonna come out later. I just wanted to punt this half out the door, as it's been sitting in my pocket forever. The season 4 half is mostly done, but some newer information and developments, those being recent incidents with Freddy and some additional data about Arye from the spin-off known as Arye's Schoolhouse, demand updates to the video that I don't have time for at the moment, so I hope you enjoyed this part and hold your breath for the second half because I will try not to take forever before publishing it.